Welcome to the Global Updates, bringing you the latest news from around the world. The news hit Florida like a shockwave, sending ripples of disbelief through communities up and down the coast. People paused in their daily routines, glued to their screens as the story unfolded. A massive underwater volcano, previously unknown, had been discovered just miles from Miami's coast, an ancient force lurking beneath the waves, closer than anyone could have imagined. Headlines blared across the state, "Volcanic time bomb beneath Florida." The words seemed almost surreal, as if ripped from the script of a disaster movie. And another, "Geologists stunned, ancient volcano awakens." The sense of urgency was unmistakable, and the public's curiosity quickly turned to concern. For a state known for hurricanes and endless sunshine, this was a threat no one saw coming. The familiar dangers of wind and water suddenly seemed less predictable. Scientists, long convinced Florida was geologically stable, were left scrambling to explain the impossible. Their textbooks had never prepared them for this. The first clues were faint, strange seismic readings, barely noticeable at first, like whispers from the deep. Then came the magnetic anomalies, picked up by ocean mapping equipment. The data was puzzling, hinting at something massive and mysterious beneath the surface. At first, experts dismissed the data as a glitch, a technical hiccup, easily explained away, but the signals grew stronger, more rhythmic, like a heartbeat pulsing in the deep ocean. The pattern was unmistakable, and it demanded attention. A team of geologists launched an urgent investigation, racing against time to uncover a force of nature that had lain hidden for millennia, right beneath their feet. The implications were staggering. If a volcano could hide here, what else might be lurking beneath our oceans, waiting to be discovered? The mystery deepened with every new piece of evidence. Suddenly, Florida's peaceful shores became the focus of global anxiety. News outlets from around the world reported on the unfolding drama, and experts weighed in with theories and warnings. The discovery shattered our illusion of safety, reminding us how little we truly know about our own planet. Even in the most familiar places, nature holds secrets that can change everything. Beneath the waves, a sleeping giant was stirring, ready to remind us who's really in charge. The ocean, vast and mysterious, had revealed just one of its many hidden dangers. The Sunshine State's foundations would never feel the same again. The world was watching, and Florida would never look at its coastline the same way. Just days ago, South Florida's beaches were a postcard paradise: sun, surf, and laughter. Families built sandcastles, friends tossed frisbees, and the air was filled with the carefree sounds of summer. The shoreline was alive with energy, a place where worries seemed to melt away beneath the warm sun. Then, the volcano news broke, and everything changed in an instant. The headlines flashed across every screen, and a wave of uncertainty swept over the coast. The ocean, once inviting, now seemed ominous. Beachgoers stared at the waves with new fear. The laughter faded, replaced by anxious whispers and uneasy glances toward the horizon. Authorities moved fast. Yellow tape closed off miles of coastline, and police patrolled empty sands. The familiar freedom of the beach was suddenly replaced by strict boundaries and warnings. The vibrant boardwalks fell silent, umbrellas vanished, and the only sound was the crash of waves on deserted shores. Shops shuttered their doors, and the once bustling beachside cafes stood empty, their chairs stacked and lights off. Florida's greatest asset had become its greatest source of anxiety. The endless stretch of sand, once a symbol of escape, now felt like a border to the unknown. The economic impact was immediate. Hotels emptied, restaurants sat vacant, and fishing boats stayed docked. Local businesses, dependent on the steady flow of tourists, faced an uncertain future as reservations were canceled and streets emptied. But the deeper wound was psychological. Lifelong residents felt betrayed by the sea they'd always trusted. Generations who grew up on these shores now looked at the water with suspicion, their sense of home shaken to its core. The ocean, their constant neighbor, had been hiding a monstrous secret. Beneath the surface, something powerful and unpredictable had always been lurking, waiting to reveal itself. The calm was broken, and no one knew if it would ever return. Each sunrise brought more questions, and the once peaceful mornings now felt heavy with uncertainty. The sense of safety that defined these shores was gone. Warning signs replaced welcome mats, and the community's confidence was shaken. Now, every glance at the horizon was tinged with dread. People gathered in small groups, searching the waves for any sign of change, their conversations filled with worry. Florida's paradise had become a place of uneasy waiting. The days stretched on, marked by a tense anticipation that seemed to settle over the entire coast. The question on everyone's mind: what happens next? As the community held its breath, the future of these beloved shores hung in the balance. The Florida Fissure was discovered by accident during a routine sonar survey for an undersea cable. For days, the Oceanus Explorer mapped the seafloor, until a technician spotted a massive, perfect circle where none should exist. Diagnostics ruled out a glitch. Curiosity took over. The team deployed their ROV, Deep Eye, to investigate. As Deep Eye descended, its lights revealed a colossal terraced crater, far too structured to be natural erosion. Sensors detected superheated water, high levels of volcanic gases, and most tellingly, fresh, igneous rocks. The evidence was undeniable. This was a huge, active underwater volcano. The team realized they'd stumbled onto a geological game-changer. What began as a mundane mapping job had become the discovery of the century. The Florida Fissure was real, and it was alive. The world's eyes turned to the deep, waiting for what might come next. The ocean had given up one of its greatest secrets, and it was only the beginning. As the ROV's cameras descended into the depths, they revealed a breathtaking yet terrifying sight, a colossal 5-mile-wide sunken caldera. Its jagged, towering walls loomed in the darkness, rising like the ancient ruins of a lost city swallowed by the sea. The sheer scale and mystery of the caldera left the team in awe, hinting at the immense forces that shaped this hidden world. Superheated water shimmered and danced from deep fissures in the caldera floor, feeding black smoker vents that belched mineral-rich plumes. Around these vents, a bizarre and alien ecosystem thrived. Ghostly white crabs scuttled across the rocks, and giant tube worms waved in the current, surviving in a world of darkness and heat where few other creatures could. At the very center of the caldera, a younger volcanic cone rose defiantly, venting gas and heat into the water. This was undeniable proof that the volcanic system was still alive and active, its energy pulsing just beneath the surface. Suddenly, a tremor shook the seafloor, sending rocks tumbling down the caldera's steep walls. It was a stark, chilling reminder that this was no ancient relic, but a living, breathing volcano, one that could awaken at any moment. The rock samples collected by the ROV told a dramatic story. Layers of hardened lava and ash revealed both ancient eruptions and signs of recent violent activity. Each sample was a piece of the caldera's turbulent history. The caldera's outer walls, weathered and scarred, were tens of thousands of years old. Yet the central volcanic cone was shockingly young, its fresh rock and heat a testament to ongoing geological change. The volcano had not been dormant for long. Subtle changes in the landscape hinted at recent eruptions and ongoing movement beneath the surface. All the evidence pointed to one conclusion. This was a dynamic, evolving threat, a geological force that could reshape the seafloor and the world above it at any time. The Florida Fissure was not just a mysterious feature on the ocean floor, it was a powerful force of nature, hidden just below the waves waiting to reveal its secrets. The team of scientists watched the live footage in silence, mesmerized and alarmed, as the deep revealed its raw, unpredictable power. Their faces reflected both awe and concern for what this discovery could mean. With this revelation, Florida's coast would never look the same. The hidden world beneath the waves had changed everything, casting a new shadow of uncertainty over the familiar shoreline. The scientific world was stunned. Florida's geology textbooks were suddenly obsolete. Dr. Aris Thorne of the USGS called it paradigm shifting, with no known mechanism to explain such volcanism here. While scientists scrambled for answers, the public panicked. Social media exploded with wild theories and doomsday images. Emergency hotlines were flooded with calls about evacuation and tsunamis. Authorities responded fast. A 5-mile exclusion zone was set up, beaches closed, and even airspace restricted. The coast became a high-security zone, under constant surveillance. Behind the scenes, a massive monitoring effort began. Seismometers, buoys, and research ships all focused on the volcano. The question, was this a prelude to eruption, or just a geothermal flare-up? Millions waited anxiously, eyes on the horizon. Florida's sense of safety was gone, replaced by uncertainty. The countdown had begun. Florida's volcano shocked the world, but underwater volcanoes are not rare. The axial seamount off Oregon, Tagoro near the Canary Islands, and Hunga Tonga in the Pacific have all erupted in recent years. These events taught scientists how submarine eruptions can trigger tsunamis, toxic gas clouds, and massive marine die-offs. Hunga Tonga's 2022 blast sent shockwaves around the globe, proving the destructive power of underwater volcanoes. Each case offers lessons for Florida, how to monitor, what to expect, and what to fear. Submarine volcanoes are dynamic, dangerous, and often unpredictable. The Florida Fissure is now part of this global story. The world is watching and learning. The greatest fear is a tsunami. An eruption or landslide could send waves crashing into Miami within minutes. The low-lying coast is especially vulnerable. Evacuation would be nearly impossible. Volcanic gases are another threat. A sudden release could poison the water, kill marine life, or even create toxic clouds drifting ashore. The volcano's unstable foundation raises the risk of a catastrophic collapse, triggering disaster even without an eruption. Ongoing tremors suggest the structure is under immense strain. Beyond immediate threats, the volcano could devastate coral reefs and disrupt marine life for years. The Florida Fissure is both a geological and ecological menace. Its impact could be felt far beyond the shoreline. A volcano in Florida defies everything we know. This is a passive margin, far from tectonic boundaries. The state sits atop thick carbonate rock with no known faults or rifts to allow magma through. Scientists are scrambling for answers. Is it a hidden mantle plume like Hawaii, or a reawakened ancient fault? Either theory would rewrite our understanding of the region's geology. The Florida Fissure exposes a huge gap in our knowledge. Even the quietest corners of Earth can hide fiery secrets. The rules of geology just changed. America's geological threats are usually well mapped. California's earthquakes, the Cascades volcanoes, Yellowstone's supervolcano. These risks are understood, monitored, and planned for. Florida's new volcano is different, invisible, unexpected, and completely unprepared for. The state's emergency plans were built for hurricanes, not tsunamis or volcanic gas. Scientists are starting from scratch, racing to understand the threat. The lack of data makes prediction nearly impossible. Known threats can be managed, unknown ones breed fear. Florida's sense of security has been shattered. The fissure is a lesson. No place is truly safe from Earth's power. The unknown is always the most dangerous. The Florida Fissure is a wake-up call. Over 80% of our vast ocean remains unexplored, hiding mysteries beneath the waves. We actually know more about the surface of Mars than we do about our own seafloor here on Earth. If a volcano can hide so close to Miami, what other secrets or dangers might lie in the deep? The ocean is truly Earth's last frontier, filled with secrets, wonders, and hidden dangers. This incredible discovery demands more exploration, more research, and much more vigilance from us all. The deep sea is a realm of wonder, and a place of warning for humanity. What do you think is waiting to be discovered in the dark below? Share your thoughts in the comments below.